Good afternoon, friends. I'm Nancy Thompson with Creative Ink and let's start again. I'm Nancy Thompson with CreateWithNancy.com. So come on in, say hello. Today is Friday, April 4th, and it's a beautiful day here in Skaneateles, New York. I've been a demonstrator for almost 25 years, and I welcome you to my craft studio, where hopefully you're going to find some creative ideas that inspire you to get into your own craft area and create, so you can share all those beautiful creations with others, because we definitely want to make the world a brighter place to be, right? So today we're doing a fun fold. Usually on Fridays I like to have either a technique or a fun fold, mostly fun fold. So today's a brand new fun fold for me. I saw this from fellow demonstrator Verna Mullen, and she called it the Vanity Fun Fold. So I'm adding a little twist to mine. So anyway, so let's get started. Excuse me. My other camera phone wasn't charged, so that put me behind. So my other device that I use, I had to log into the app so I could get started. So hi Carol, welcome. Okay, so today's fun fold is, if you're just joining in, it's called the Vanity Fun Fold, and let's get going. But first, let's check out what I've got on my desk. So I want to remind you, the annual catalog, the old one, this one, the 24 to 25, this retires May 5th, okay? And this one starts May 6th, so yay! There's all kinds of fun new stuff in here, but there's still lots of great stuff in this one. So make sure you go and check out the last chance list in the online store. That is the best place to see. The PDFs that Stampin' Up! Gives us are really hard and confusing, so I recommend you just go and either go filter by bundles, stamp sets, paper, whatever it is that you're looking for. And everything in the last chance list is what's retiring, okay? But there's still a lot in here that doesn't carry it over to this catalog, but it's in the online store, okay? So you can find it there as well. But the main thing is to see what's going as soon as supplies are sold, that it will be gone, okay? So go check that out. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me as well, all right? But I find it very confusing to look at the PDF list that Stampin' Up! Gives out, all right? Just go to the online store, set it to seeing 90 things all at once, and just kind of look down through what you have, all right? Okay, so there's our catalogs, and if you are a customer of mine, message me. If you're local, you can pick one up during any class time, and I'll be having more news in my newsletter about how to get a catalog as well. All right, so today we're going to use this Impressions Blooms bundle again. Okay, so we're going to use the dies with it today, and these are the cards we did on Wednesday. Okay, well, this is the card I did on Wednesday, and it kind of features our new in colors, so they're just beautiful. All right, this has got Timid Tiger, Darling Duck, and this one has Strawberry Slush on it, okay? So this is one I really did. I used it totally Strawberry Slush on this card with some stamping off, so two variations. This one I highlighted with Melon Mambo on the card, so it's okay to pull in another color with these, because there's a lot of colors that complement them. This one, the Timid Tiger, goes well with Pumpkin Pie, and Darling Duck goes well with Crushed Curry as well. Hi Betty, welcome. Okay, so here's this great bundle. So this is in our annual catalog, okay? I gotta start writing on these, whether it's annual or online exclusive. So, and it's got some great dies in it, great new ovals. This one's got etching in it. This one's just a solid one. So those are cool. And then we're also going to use the arched Everyday Arches dies. Okay, we're going to use these 3 dies. These are great. I'm starting to fall in love with these. These have been in the online exclusives for a bit, okay? But currently they are unavailable and are out of stock until May. And that's a long time off, you know, a long ways off. So, so at least another month they'll be gone. And then this is also a new stamp set, or a new die set called the Sentimental Framing Die. So I think this goes with a set of words. So, but look at these cool dies. Oh, I got a tickle again. So here, this creates this frame, and this kind of pops out of the frame. So you've got lots of dualness here. Same with this one. This is the inside of that. And then we've got the shape. This kind of creates like an edging perforation, you know, an edging along your cardstock. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, we've got some really cool size labels as well to use. So these are, I think, really neat. And then we're also going to use this. This is new. This Damask Designs embossing folder. Okay, it's not dynamic, so that's kind of cool. So this has got just a really pretty design on it. Can you guys see that up there? There we go. Just nice, petite, soft design. So those are some fun sneak peeks coming ahead. All right. So let's just kind of look at this vanity card, okay? So it's like this, and then it's kind of opens up like this. So it's meant to kind of, you know, look like a vanity on your dresser, right? Kind of like that. So very easy to make. And I redid the directions that Verna had gave with hers. I created one long piece. She had 2 pieces adhered together, which I was thought a little complicated. So let's get started here. So I've made a template. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay. I'll just kind of do this. If you want to do a screenshot, I don't know, maybe as we go along, this will make sense to you. All right. Okay, so we're going to start with a card base of Strawberry Slush that's 4 1/4 by 11, and I've pre-cut a whole bunch of other stuff. I pre-cut some designer paper for some of our side panels. Okay, and then I've got our 3 panels right here. On my sample here, I didn't do embossing, and I thought of this afterwards. I didn't want to remake my sample. So I already added that Damask embossing folder. Isn't that just beautiful? So we're going to see how that looks on here. And then I've done, this is the largest die in the arches. And then this is the next size. And then you skip a size. And then it's this one, because you want to show off some of that designer paper. Okay. Okay. So let's do our scoring. Okay. Oh, and I forgot, this designer paper is I don't know all the names yet. Florals in Bloom. This does not go with this bundle. Okay. This goes with another bundle, but I like the color scheme in this. All right. And it's just really pretty florals, just nice geometric designs on the flip side. And let's see. I love the different colored lilacs. This one's my favorite right here. I just love the colors, just bright, happy colors, right? And then, okay, let me get a mess here. I'm destroying my desk. My desk feels like it's so small. And then I have issues with my camera stand too today. It didn't want to stay up. It's like I got to have my husband look at it. Okay, and then here's this design, that nice C, secret C. We're going to use that today as well. And then there's that one. So this is beautiful paper. All right, so we're going to start off with scoring. So as I said, this is a 4 1/4 by 11 inches, okay? So we're going to start on the 11-inch side. I'm going to open up my trimmer here, and let's pick up some of this hot mess here. All right, get my cutter away, And we are going to score at, first one is at 2 inches. On my template, I kind of did 2 for, you know, went this way, but you might want to go backwards like this, as if you're scoring, right? Unless you use a scoring scoreboard. Okay, so our first on the 11-inch side is going to be 2 inches. Okay, and then 4 1/4 is our next one. Then 6 3/4. And then finally 9 inches. That's it. Those are all the measurements we need. Okay. All right. Move that out of the way. And so we're going to, let me grab a bone folder here. We're going to burnish our score marks. So we're going to bring this one in. All right. And then we will fold this one back to make it a mountain. And then this one here gets folded back as well. And then this one will come up. Let's just go and burnish these. I like to really burnish them well, just to make sure. Okay, so let's look at this again. All right, so you want it to look like this. So we've got a valley, a mountain, mountain, valley, okay? So you kind of get like this flat panel in the middle, and then it goes to the side and then out. So you get that vanity look, okay? Okay, this is so easy. All right, so let's start with some panels here, okay? Oh, rats, hang on. And my glue tip wants to always pull out of this one bottle. Okay, I refilled my bottles the other day because I have several of these on my desk, and because I just don't take time to refill them all the time. So this is, I'm yawning. It's been a hectic couple of days. We had a beautiful tea party yesterday. Okay, so this panel is 1 7/8 by 4 1/8. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. I know I've got pictures to share of the tea party, and I haven't done that. Tonight I'm getting ready. I'm hosting my book club tonight, so it's been busy. And then we have a team meeting on Sunday, so lots of fun stamping going on here. All right, so this panel is 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay. So next week, hopefully we'll be a little quieter. Oh, is this thing plugged? Hang on. Let's see here. If I can see to put the pin in the hole. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Okay, so this was 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. So you're just really going to see a hint of the background base, okay? And then the same thing, this is the same size. 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so has anybody seen this Vanity Fun Fold yet before? That would be interesting to know and what you think. Okay, so we've got to that part. So that's all there. Oh, well, we got to do some stamping. So next we're going to do is we're going to adhere these together. So remember, this was the largest die, and then this was the second largest. And you could do a variety, whatever you want, but I love the hint of the designer paper on this. It pairs so well with that new strawberry slush cardstock. Okay, so we're going to put this up with dimensionals, but we're going to add our florals yet. So I've already die cut some greenery here, okay? And I gotta think how I'm gonna do this. Is this what I did? Yeah, I think I went like that. Okay, so this is Garden Green cardstock that I used. And I didn't think about using the adhesive sheets, but I think if you have a fine tip glue, you know, dispenser, then you might be okay. There's that. And then there's this single one too, this single stem. This one's kind of cool. There we go. Just put these at an angle. And then we've got some flowers that I cut out from the strawberry slush. There we go. And then let's do this. We had a huge thunderstorm and lightning, I guess. Wednesday night. Holy cow, that was quite intense. All right, let me get a smaller flower. Got this tickle in my throat still. Okay, let's add another one right up there. And then I've got some greenery here. Let's add a few leaves here. Don't go too heavy with the greenery because it's got those slits in it, and you just, you know, you don't want it to be oozing out. Okay, let's do this. And then let's add one more. Right down here, I think. Okay, hopefully that's not too low because we're gonna, might be a little low. Need to make that look a little bit better. Oh, come on. These leaves have kind of like, they're like cut in the middle, so they really look like leaves. All right, that'll look good. Okay. Yeah, we can just cover that. So we're going to stamp our greeting next. So let's try out the Secret C to see if we like that. I think this might be like a little bit toned down from black, using Memento black, you know, tuxedo black. So let's do this. And it's photopolymer. I adhered both stamps on at once. There we go. Okay, I like it. It's kind of like got that blue hint to it and just looks really nice. This might be like on my desk now because I always keep a Memento ink on my desk, but I might have to keep this on there now. Okay, so let's use some dimensionals. Let's grab some dimensionals here, and let's put, I've got glue all over my fingers. And then everything you want to pick everything up with it, right? Oh, Lordy. There we go. And let's add this onto here. These are kind of fun. I mean, I don't necessarily always spend a ton of time die cutting flowers because it always feels like it's a never-ending battle, but these were not too bad to die cut. So anybody got any questions so far? Has anybody stamped anything in the last 2 days since I've seen you? I'm anxious to do some more stamping. So we're going to just center this so it kind of frames that floral paper underneath. And then we're going to, so this is pretty much, it's going to totally fit onto here, okay? So we're going to add our adhesive onto here. I'm going to just look, okay? So let's add adhesive. I'm just trying to decide if I want the liquid glue, which I think so. So this middle panel is what you're going to want to add adhesive only. So let's add adhesive. Because if you need to, at least this will give wiggle room. Whereas tear and tape and seal, maybe not so much. So let's pull our trimmer back in, okay? Because I love this tip. Another demonstrator did this tip. And let's make sure, this is important too, make sure your designer paper is going in the right way, okay? So that's the way the designer paper is, right? And so let's make sure that is. And I'm going to fold it up and I'm going to just center it down here, and so it ends up along the edge of it. So that way the bottom part is going to be flat and it's all going to be even. So don't be afraid to use your trimmer, right? Oh, Carol, good. Have fun tomorrow. I'm going to be prepping for team meeting. Oh, Lordy. I think I have an idea for all the projects, but you never know. I got to see what new stuff we have that I have enough of. Okay, here we go. Look at that. Wasn't that so simple? Easy peasy. And I got a little bit of glue there. How did I get glue there? Must have oozed out. Look at that. But we're not done. I need a piece of, let's grab a piece of scrap here and let's do a little stamping. So let's grab our strawberry slush, granny apple green. You know what? I probably should have done garden green. Hang on. Do I have that? Let me see if I can reach that. Got ink pads in front of me. There we go. Let's go with, yeah, because what did I do there? Because all the leaves are in garden green. So we're going to go with garden green. All right, we can do that, and then strawberry slush. Okay, so let's take our garden green, and I have a piece of basic white here. This is going to go on the back side here for our messaging, okay? I'm going to decorate this up just a little bit. So we've got a flower. Did I just do one? I just did one. And then we've got some leaves. Let's add some leaves here. There we go. And we're going to start with strawberry slush with the solid image and just stamp it on our leaf. And then we'll take melon mambo and add it over top of this. Here we go. And we need a center, so let's grab this darling duck here. All right. So this is a new ink pad. You see how hard it was to open? So that must mean I need to use it more, right? If you struggle with opening up your ink pads, I think they're not being used enough. The more you use it, I think the easier it gets. All right, we're not done yet. So we're going to layer this on too. So this piece is, let me look at it, 2 1/4 by 4 inches. And we're going to layer it onto a piece of bubble bath that's 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. So we're going to just see a hint. And then this. And I don't have any other samples to share with you today. Maybe after I get ready for my team meeting, I'll make some and then post them. All right, see, look at that. Just enough space to write a message about why you're so thankful. And then this just kind of like when you're ready to put it in an envelope, I just go like this and then like this, and it slides right in. But let's add a bow here. We'll use some of this silver and white sheer ribbon, and I have not looked to see if this is carrying over yet. I've been really busy. There we go. Look at that. But let's add a little sparkle. I think we need a little sparkle. How about some rhinestones? Maybe right on the end of each flower. How about that? It'd be something different. Let's just do that. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let's do our envelope. We need to, instead of adding designer paper, let's add some images on our envelope, right? So let's stamp a couple stems on here. And there we go. And then we'll go back to some strawberry slush. And then some melon mambo. And then some darling duck for the center. There we go. Okay, we're done. Yay! Okay, let's close this up and then we'll showcase it off. Yes, Nancy, use those ink pads. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, it folds it up and it will definitely fit into an envelope. Just like that. It might be a little thicker, so you might want to just double check to see if you need to put additional postage on it. But, oh, I got ink on my envelope. But isn't that sweet? Look at that. Sweet little card. It just opens up and it can sit on somebody's shelf so they can enjoy it for many days, right? So wouldn't you love to get that in the mail? Okay, let me know. Hopefully my directions were slow enough and clear enough for you so you can easily figure it out. Oh, I totally forget this stuff. You know, I'm having too much fun playing and creating, right? So here's the March host code. Yeah, what can you buy? Not too much, but it'll inspire you to get your wish list going. The silver and white trim is available. Strawberry slush is not, unless you would love to come join my team, because demonstrators can pre-order all the new ink colors and lots more product now. Not everything in the catalogs, but a lot of, there's a pretty big list. You can get the ink colors, you can and get some of the new stamp sets from the annual catalog, and also the online exclusives. There'll be more online exclusives debuting on May 5th as well, or 6th, whichever the two. Thanks, Carol. I'm glad you liked it. So thanks so much. Come back next Wednesday and make sure to sign up for my newsletter if you'd love more information on how you can get that new annual catalog. And also, I'm not sure, maybe I can do a PDF. Sometimes PDFs, like things like this, are hard to do, but I will try my best to do one, okay? Because I definitely owe a couple from last week, so it might be a very juicy email when I finally send it out next week, all right? All right, well, have a great weekend, everybody, and I thank you so much for joining me today, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much.